In this video, I'm going to show you how to place the rear wheel bearing and hub assembly on this Nissan Altima, located behind your rear brakes, so let's get started. The first step is to remove the wheel. If you have hubcaps, it is easier to pull them off first. If not, you can just remove the lug nuts. These hubcaps should just pry right off with your hands. Now you can use a 21mm socket and remove all 5 lug nuts and then pull the wheel off. From the backside of the caliper, let's remove the 2 14mm bolts that hold the caliper onto the bracket. Typically, I remove the entire bracket and caliper assembly, but this top bolt is going to be a challenge to reach if I don't remove the caliper first, so I'm going to do it this way. Once again, 14mm socket, remove them both. Leave this one in a couple threads so I can hold it on while you take the bottom one off. Okay, take this out. This is the entire slider pin assembly in this case. Take this out, pull the caliper right off and put it on the upper control arm so that it doesn't hang and put pressure on the brake hose. Now I can use a 19mm wrench to break this free a lot easier. Okay. If you have a ratchet that can get in here, use it. Remove this most of the way. Before you remove it completely, let's remove the bottom one. On this one I can fit a power tool. Take this out, finish removing the top one, and then remove the caliper bracket with the pads and set them aside. Remove the rotor. If you're having trouble removing it, of course make sure the parking brake is not engaged. And if it's not, but it still won't come off, that means it's seized on the hub. So you can use a hammer, tap right between the lug studs, and that should break it free. Mine is already freed up, so that's good. Slide it right off. At the back of the knuckle, you'll see 4 17mm bolts holding on the wheel bearing. Let's remove all 4. It doesn't matter which one you start with. Break them all free and take them all out. Now from the front, the wheel bearing should pop out. However, a lot of times it's a little bit stuck, so it needs some help with a hammer. Just tap it back and forth until it breaks free. Okay, there it is. This plastic cap does come out if you just push it from the back. It should pop free and you can remove it. That way you can clean very well where the wheel bearing mounts. I'm going to start by spraying it with some brake parts cleaner to get rid of all of the dust and debris that's here. This area for me is actually quite clean and fairly rust-free except for a little ridge here. So I'm going to clean this up with a wire wheel. Be careful of your ABS sensor. You don't want to damage it since we didn't have to remove it for this procedure. And then we can keep going. Now if you want to use some sandpaper, you can. Whatever you use to clean, make sure you don't remove too much material because this is an aluminum knuckle and it's very easy to do that. Apply a thin coating of anti-seize to this surface. That way we can prevent further rust from building up. Try not to get it on the tip of the ABS sensor though. That's on that side right there. And a little bit right where the wheel bearing touches the backing shield just to prevent rust. Take the plastic cap and put it back. It only fits one way. Take the new wheel bearing, slide it in carefully. Make sure the magnet on the back side of it doesn't touch up against anything that could make it collect debris. And once you think it's lined up correctly, just look at the bolt holes to make sure it actually is. You can twist it around if needed to get it to line up. I'm using a very small rubber mallet and gently tapping it to seat it in place. You don't want to use a metal hammer, that would damage the surface, and you don't want to use a heavy rubber mallet because you don't want to shock the wheel bearings that are in here. So I just wanted a very light tap to seat it in place. All of my bolt holes are lined up, so I can now go from the back side, put in all the bolts, and just be careful of this falling off until you do that. Does not matter where you start, as long as the bolts line up and you start them in by hand to make sure they don't cross thread, you're good to put them all in. Now that they're all in, let's snug them up and torque them. Snug them in a cross pattern. So I'm going to snug this one up first. Doesn't really matter where you start. That's going to pull the wheel bearing nice and close. Okay. Since this is the top one, I'm going to go across to the bottom one. All right, that's the second one. Now we can go just straight up on this side. And third one, and then back to this side so we can tighten up the last one. All right. The torque on all four of these is 65 foot-pounds, also in a cross pattern. All right. Put a thin layer of anti-seize on the surface of the hub where it meets the rotor. That way rust doesn't build up in the future. It is important though that you don't put too much or get it on the parking brake shoes. Both of those things would cause the inside of the rotor to get covered in anti-seize, and that's not going to be good for the parking brake shoes. Put it on the surface of the hub in the center where the rotor sits. Slide the rotor on. Slide the caliper and the pads over the rotor and start in the two bolts. .62 foot-pounds is the torque for both of these. All right. Now take the caliper and slide it over the bracket and the pads. The slider pin with the sleeve, that rubber grommet, goes on top, and the slider pin that does not have that goes on the bottom. Start both of these in, thread them in by hand. The torque for both of these is 32 foot-pounds. Put the wheel back on. Start on all 5 lug nuts. We'll bottom them out in a cross pattern, and also in a cross pattern we're going to torque them to 83 foot-pounds. .83 foot-pounds in a cross pattern. Here we go. Double check them all. If your wheel had hubcaps, put them on now, and make sure that when you put them on, this cutout goes around the valve stem, otherwise the hubcap won't go on. Take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.